Yo, 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 what is up? This is the Rivalry with Joe Stevens and me, Ryan, from No Border Sports.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going. First day of training camp. Let's go.
Yeah, I know. First day to kind of just see who shows up, who doesn't. Let's just jump into it. I was gonna ask you about that. So, Aiyuk is holding in, correct?
Yep.
And then Richardson is holding out. And from what I hear,
Williams.
Yeah, sorry, Trent Richardson. Trent Williams is holding out due to him having zero guaranteed money in the last 3 years of his contract.
Yep.
Okay.
They're trying to. Well, not. I don't think it's just that. It could be. It could be. But last time, they were at a situation where he could kind of get more money.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted an extension, but he wanted to be the highest paid offensive tackle, and he wanted to be paid by $10,000 over. So I'm sure he wants a raise, but I'm sure he wants some of that contract that's on the books turned into guaranteed money.
Yeah, just like everybody would.
Right.
Yeah, because I mean, he tears his ACL in the first game. He's getting nothing, right? Because it's not guaranteed.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I was just seeing what you think the timeline on him. Anything new on Aiyuk since we've talked?
I don't know, man. Aiyuk won't happen until, I don't know, maybe about 14 days, 10 days before the season. That's my feeling. They haven't spoken about, they hadn't had any big conversations on the contract since May. Okay. So if they want to, if they're talking all this, they're just trying to play the long game. Okay. And they're acting like there's some sort of victim in here. You know what I mean? That's kind of how they're not out there in the media saying they're the victim, but they're just keep on putting out this is how we do things. This is how we do things. This is how we do things. Like, don't get mad at us. This is how we do things. And it's like, everybody's mad at you because shit ain't done.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You could have probably got him for 26, 27 earlier. Now he's asking for 30.
Yeah.
And you trying to get him for 25 might have been realistic if you would have signed him earlier than after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
It's just so hard because there's a timeline when a lot of teams do this. So it's like, I know with the Seahawks, they wouldn't talk to anybody that had 2 years left on their contract. It would be, it would have to be their final year on the contract, the offseason heading into that, where they'd negotiate everything for a long time. So,
which I understand. I understand if that's how you want to play ball, but you can't sit around and go, oh, well, shit. Like, why don't you want to sign for the same money we were trying to offer you earlier? It's like,
yeah, that wasn't enough. That wasn't enough back then. So
it wasn't enough back then. And then the market got reset.
Yeah, higher, obviously.
Right. So, like, you're working on yesterday's numbers. That's numbers from 2 months ago. That shit don't work today.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I feel like all they're doing is keeping one of their best players out of training camp in one of the most crucial times of the season.
Yeah.
We saw every single player that had a holdout come back and have not a very good year.
Bosa did.
No, he didn't.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was decent. You're right. I didn't watch the tape or anything, but
he had 10.5 sacks last year.
I don't know.
Went from 18.5 down to 10.5. Now, not to say that, that's all he is, because he does great in the run game. He's an all around an amazing defensive end.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, anybody who's across from him has to be on their A game. And he's going to have to, if you're planning on passing that down, you're going to have to double team because one guy isn't going to do anything against him. Stop him for a half a second, but he's going to get there. If you're going anywhere down the field, you're going to need to put 2 men on him. And I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why we keep putting ourselves in this situation expecting to have different results. It's a definition of insanity. You keep doing the same thing over and over, expecting to get different result, and that's not what happens. You still have to pay these guys the money they're worth. I don't like, how much money do you think they've saved by keeping these guys out of camp so long that they start getting in the zone later on down the season when we need them from week 1 and going further, right?
Yeah. And then it's like, it's just the cost of winning, though, right? It's a cost of you having a stacked roster. Not everybody can get paid top dollar, so I get it.
Right. But, okay, look. If they were trying to get him for 25, 26, and they could have got him for 27, is that really breaking the bank? Is that really going to break the bank? No, it's not. Now, you waiting to do that deal and having to pay, let's say, $5 more million a year, could that break the bank? Yeah, fuck could. Yeah, fuck could. You got me?
So you don't see in any way, shape, or form they're going to actually trade him?
I don't think they're going to trade him. No, not at all.
Okay, because that's obviously another question.
I feel they're going to get a deal done. I just don't know how happy Brandon Aiyuk's going to be about it, because I don't know. I don't see them waiting this long to go, oh yeah, sure, we'll pay you 29.5. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, and he might get screwed. He can hold out and the season will start and he'll have to play. And then they could franchise tag him.
He's holding in. He's smart. He likes his money. I'm telling you what. The only thing Brandon Aiyuk probably loves more than his family and being successful is that money. You know what I mean? Like, you could tell by the way he prepares for things that he wants to be the absolute best, and he expects that from himself, right? So the money, essentially, if you hold that expectation yourself and you can fulfill that on a regular basis, on a routine basis, the money will come. So he's like, I've checked all my boxes. I've done everything that I'm supposed to do to get me here. Now, why isn't this thing fucking working? Why isn't this thing working? Right? Like, I know this is what you have to do. You have to be accountable for yourself. You know what I mean? On and off the field, when no one's looking, when the coaches ain't around, you still got to be working hard. You know what I mean? And he's been doing that. You could tell he's got some of the best footwork in the league. Not saying he's the best, but he's got some of the best footwork. He leaves some of the best DBs looking like idiots out there.
Yeah. Yeah, he has great hands. You know, he's all good.
He's a gamer. He's a fucking gamer. You get him on the field, the man is a gamer. The man is a fucking gamer. You see his blocks downfield. Sometimes he's making 2 blocks downfield to get somebody a touchdown or a 70-yard run. You know what I mean? Or a long ass run. He works hard out there, whether he's getting the shine or not, because that's that expectation that he holds for himself. And that's why he should be getting paid.
All right.
Pay him. Get him in fucking camp. Let's go. God, you guys are so smart. You guys are so fucking smart, right? Why is one of your best assets sitting on the sideline with supposedly a big ass water bottle and just smiling and watching you guys, watching everybody else just sweat their ass off, knowing that he could be getting better right now alongside everybody else, and he's not.
All right, leave that one there.
I could keep going.
Yeah, no. Speaking of contracts, the Seahawks had a had a contract extension today to their starting safety, Julian Love. He was a Pro Bowler last year, took over for Jamal Adams basically, and shined in that role. Had 4 interceptions, and obviously Mike McDonald sees something he likes already in him, and people are saying, oh man, overspending for safety again. Yeah, they're paying him about $10 million a year, which is still less than Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs, but they're trying to lock him up before he's demanding $20 million a year. That's how much belief they have in him, is what I think. So I don't hate it at all.
How old is he?
26.
How many year contract was it again?
3. So 29.
And if he does good again this year, you could then come in and maybe extend him another 2 years beyond that, give him a little bit of a raise, be like, we really like you, we want to give you a raise and extend you a little bit longer. You know what I mean? Like,
that's not really how John Snyder works. He had 1 year left.
I got you, but what I'm saying is, if, like you're saying, getting ahead of it because you think he got so much potential, that's only a 3-year contract. If he delivers next year, you might want to think about, hey, let's start thinking about some long-term stuff, because it becomes cheaper.
Yeah,
it becomes cheaper in the long run. The sooner you sign somebody, the cheaper it is, because the bar is always going to get reset. And whether Pro Bowl for $10 million a year, that's good money spent. Okay. Yeah. If you get around the same production, a little bit more, a little bit less, that's good money spent. That's good money spent. 10 million a year. Sure. Yeah. For a good safety.
Yeah. And another thing is too, it's like, at least we're not, the thing is, this could go to bite in the ass, because what if he sucks, right? But we've seen this guy succeed, right? And obviously Mike McDonald thinks that he can succeed in his defense too, because Julian Love can play both safety positions.
And I think that's going to be really big going forward.
Especially with Mike McDonald's defense, because there's not necessarily a single high safety as what he plays. They're kind of 2 free safeties. They're 2 safeties. There's not a designated free and strong safety. So that'll be very big this year. And the defensive backfield is pretty stacked. The only thing is who's going to play that other safety position is it's a pretty big question. Is it going to be Jarek Reed? Are they going to move Kobe Bryant back there? But that's just something we'll see kind of take shape within the next week or so. So,
yeah, I think that's how the league's going to move. They're going to have safeties that are interchangeable. So you're not going to have a strong you might have a player playing a strong safety technique on that, on a certain play.
Yeah, but more versatile.
But on the next play, he might be doing the exact opposite. I'm just, it is just the same thing. They're just, depending on what the formation they're seeing, they might even just, look, I'm right, you're left. That's how it goes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm right, you're left. This is how it goes. Unless they come out, maybe some certain situations you want to bring somebody down in nickel.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I think that's how the league's going. And I wouldn't be surprised if somebody like your coach is the one who really makes the case for it by play, by scheme and such, and players and personnel.
Yeah, we'll see. Everybody's really excited, right? Because it's kind of the unknown. Sijan asked right here, are we cementing a record of 10-7 over under? It's like the unknown. They could go, honest to God, they could go 6-10 or 6-11. It wouldn't shock the shit out of me. Or they could go 11-6, and it wouldn't shock the shit out of me either. It's just, there's such a wide margin. I expect them to go about 10-7, but it's just, what are we going to see, right? How's this team going to start with the entire new coaching staff?
it seems like there's a lot of excitement in the building. I was looking on Twitter and hold on, I think I got one pulled up right here. Seahawks day one training camp under Mike McDonald resembled the first day of school after summer break. Excitement, smiles, and happy to be back. Did this guy actually go to school? No. This one was better. It was like Christmas, man. The first day of it is under McDonald's. It's like, I don't know who's quoted saying that, but it seems like there's some excitement. So that's good.
Well,
it
and I'll tell
like
you,
people have bought into the system.
Yeah, and just looking at him, I mean, let's be honest, Pete Carroll was a professional bullshitter, right? He was trying to sell ice to Eskimos, basically, with some of the stuff he said to the media. And it's not like this guy's going to open up the playbook for the media, but he is no bullshit from what I've seen. He is so much like crazy, like Jim Harbaugh, I think, and all he gives a shit about is football in his entire life. And I'm really excited for that. Hopefully it works out. So.
Yeah. You never know. You never know.
That's what I mean. This could go down as the best coaching hire of all time. We don't know. It could go down as shitty, but I'm excited. I think this defense is going to be pretty fucking good. And obviously what Ryan Grubb did the last 2 years with UW gives us hope for the offense too. So
yeah,
I know they were talking about today he was interviewed and they're talking, I think their main goal on the offense this offseason is obviously better pass protection, better run blocking. But 2 is getting DK Metcalf in space, getting him the ball, play him. Don't just play him at the wideout position, play him in the slot, put him in the backfield. They're going to do stuff like that this year. So that should be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Athlete-wise, I don't know if there's many better athletes than DK Metcalf playing receiver right now. So as far as fast, physical, they just got to give him the ball more. So
I don't understand how he hasn't done more. Right?
Yeah,
like
he has good numbers.
I don't want to cover that guy. I would never.
Yeah, especially you see some of these defensive backs nowadays. They're 5'10", 5'11", 6 foot, scrawny, and then you have DK Metcalf, who's the reincarnation of Cam Chancellor but bigger. And I wouldn't want him coming after me. That's for sure. Running routes on me, doing anything towards me.
I'm not really worried about him coming after me because he should be worried about me doing that. But I don't think he's really worried about it. You know what I mean? Because he's got all that speed. I just he's such a big guy that like linebackers have trouble with him.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
He should be a tight end, except he probably can't block well on the line, and he's probably too much of a diva to put his hand in the ground. So,
and he's fast as fuck. I mean,
that doesn't matter.
Fuck.
You remember Delaney Walker?
Yeah. Delaney Walker was not the fastest wide receiver in the NFL.
No, he was the fastest tight end in the NFL.
Yeah, but he couldn't. I digress.
And DK isn't the fastest wide receiver in the NFL either.
Let's look at this.
But he would be the fastest tight end in the NFL, wouldn't he?
NFL speed. I'm going to look up the top wide receiver speed from last year.
Probably going to be Tyreek Hill.
DK Metcalf. 22.23 miles per hour.
What's he doing 100 meter? Because we saw the cheetah bust everybody's ass.
Let me look really quick. Sorry.
You good? We here for it. Primetime television, baby. Oh, the NFL 100 is coming out too. Just to let everybody know, I noticed that earlier. Somebody was complaining about who was it? Poyer being ranked. Jordan Poyer. They said just seen fucking Justin Herbert with no arms and no legs is better than Jordan Poyer at 60 or something like that. It was like whatever number is. I was like, oh damn, somebody's hella pissed.
All right, I got the numbers here.
All right.
Okay, DK Metcalf ran a 10.3 in the 100-meter dash, or 100-meter sprint, I guess, because he tried out for the Olympics. That's an official number. Tyreek Hill, 9.98, so 0.3 seconds faster. But then again, let's do this.
Point 3 is a lot. Just so you know, 0.3 is a lot.
But let's
the hundredths is close.
Tyreek Hill weighs 185 pounds. Let's see what DK Metcalf weighs.
Look, I didn't say we know what he weighs. He's like 220.
236.
236. All right.
That's moving 236 pounds pretty fucking fast.
Yeah, I'd still hit him.
No, you wouldn't.
What? If I'm playing defense, I can get back far enough.
Yeah, until he runs your ass over.
Hey, as long as he's hitting me, I'm still gonna get my legs around him. We'll both go in the dirt. It's a tackle.
We'll see. I don't think you want to find out. One sec. Saijan asked.
I lost half a tooth playing no pads football at lunch to a Samoan. Okay, I'm not scared of shit, bro.
The Samoan was not DK Metcalf.
No, he was a linebacker who played nose tackle at times. Yeah. Masai Pilata. Shout out Masai.
Aaron Rodgers drop. Are you saying drop on the 100 list? Because he dropped because he didn't play last year. He dropped like 40 spots.
I don't think he should be on the list then. He didn't do shit last year. How could he be the 46th most best player in the NFL last year? No, I guess it's this year or an overall, but
yeah,
I don't know. Fuck him.
Yeah, I think these lists are kind of like they're just shit to talk about, really. If we think about it, like it's cool to be in the NFL top 100 list.
Gives people flowers. Like, and just here's your flowers while you're still alive.
Yeah, exactly. One thing that's cool about it is the list is voted by the players, so it's not like just a bunch of media people doing it. But yeah.
So, what happened at training camp today with you guys? Anything big? Because I had some stuff to talk about. I just wanted to see if you got anything. You need me to go first? I can.
Well, I think Connor Williams is his name. Yeah, Connor Williams. He was a center for the Dolphins the past 2 years. He tried out for the team, and it sounds like they're working on a contract.
Oh.
Coming off a torn ACL, so that's a thing. So it's probably going to be really cheap. But in 2022, he started. Well, he played every offensive snap for the Dolphins and allowed 3 sacks all season. So.
The one thing about do you say ACL?
Yeah.
All right. I was thinking it was Achilles.
No. What happened at your training camp today?
Malik Mustafa got a pick off Josh Dobbs, which is kind of interesting because Malik Mustafa isn't really known for interceptions. It was kind of his big knock. He was just he was really good at run defense and pass breakups, I believe, but he wasn't, a ball hawk with that interception rate. In fact, he averaged like 1 interception a year. So it was kind of nice to see, hey, he's getting interceptions in practice, but that doesn't always equate into games. Jair Brown, though, he was getting interceptions left and right in practice, and that equated in games. So, there's that. We had Leonard Floyd went out grabbing his calf, and then he went back in later. So that should be good. But Isaac Rendo strained his hamstring, and I don't think he went back in. Usually anything with a hamstring, you get shut down, no matter how severe it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you can't play with it. So you gotta stretch and drink water, get on the bike. You know what I mean? Like that's yeah. And if you don't want to have to do this again, you need to make sure you're stretched out better, you're hydrated, and you're ready, to get practice, man, especially when you're one of these high paid players. You need to be ready for everything, the games, practice, all that.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments here.
We also had.
Go ahead.
Do you have your pup list and stuff like that? Because we have. Who we got? Freaking! Why am I having a brain fart right now? Talanoa Hufunga's on the pup. Dre Greenlaw's on the pup. Drake Jackson's on the pup, and then Ricky Pearsall is on the NIF.
Non-football injury list.
Yes, he also has a hamstring. It happened away. He was in the no contact jersey in minicamp, but they said there was an injury. Somebody said that maybe it was because he didn't have his contract signed yet, but I think they would have just said that. But who knows? So this seems like it's a different injury than the previous one, because a hamstring, you wouldn't have just getting a no contact jersey. You would be on the bike stretching out and drinking water. You know what I mean? That's yeah. So that. It seems like he was on the 40 days away. He was just working as much as he could, and he just did a little too much without doing enough.
Yeah, and without being at the facility. That sucks too, because the non-football injury list is like they could be doing anything, Like we had a guy, Sijan will probably remember him, Malik McDowell in 2017. He fucking drove his ATV off a cliff and fucked his shit up. He was our first pick, early second round, and that made us go out and trade for Trent Richardson, and it kind of tore the season apart. Just basically our draft capital for the next year, and it was it was a terrible start. So
that's it's not something you want to see, but like you think you would have depth to the point where you would be able to suffer certain things like that, right?
The problem was at that point, dude, is remember how earlier I said you can only pay so many people? Well, that was one of the things, is Mebane got out, McDonald got paid somewhere else. And then you had a couple young guys, and they wanted a top end talent, even if he was young, in the middle of the defense, and it just never worked out. I mean, they were paying Bobby Wagner, Earl Thomas, Richard Sherman, Russell Wilson, Marshawn Lynch. I mean, they were paying a shitload of people at the same time. So that's kind of what happens.
I guess we're lucky in that situation with the D line. We constantly have free agents that come in and trying to do these 1-year deals to get skyrocket, because Coach Kasurek is so good at what he does, essentially, that they can use this place as a stepping stone to go get more money somewhere else after they've fallen off, kind of. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You know what I mean? We have this D line that's kind of patched together for a year that might have a couple. We usually have one guy who comes at defensive end that, just starts showing up, and they'll get 10 sacks, and then they'll go off somewhere else and get a contract.
And then suck.
Yeah, but at least we've got the coach here that makes those free agents come in to where we have that kind of going for us, so where we can spend our draft capital on other guys, and that keeps those positions stocked. You know what I mean? So, kind of, and then, a couple good free agents here and there that we pick up that we think are our type, you know what I mean, that we can get on a deal. And, so I think that's kind of how you do it, but you got to figure out how you're going to get a coach like that to bring free agents in on the cheap and be able to use them in that kind of how we do.
Mercenary role. Yeah.
Right. But to offset needing to go and draft people in that for that room. You know what I mean?
I did want to correct you. I don't think Geno's a weakness. I think our offensive coordinator the last 2 years has been a weakness. But Geno is only 0-4 against the 49ers. So I did want to correct you there. He has one less loss than what you said. But yeah, 0 wins.
Yeah. Half the time I think when we played Russell, there's things that he did when he would scramble to me that I think should have been made illegal. Like, he would do this little move where a guy would come up, right? And since he's the quarterback, if they hit him, as he's going down, they'll get, in trouble and fined, the flagged and fined. So what he would do is he'd like turn his hips to the side, almost pointing one hip at the player, like he was about ready to do the slide, and he'd bend his hips, right? And he kind of get to the down, and they kind of lean up a second, and then he cut. Once they kind of broke off to kind of get, because they seeing him do kind of the slide motion.
I never see him do a fake slide. Well,
it's not a fake slide. It's like, imagine he just bends one leg and puts one leg out there a little bit for a half second, see somebody hesitate on him, and then he just cuts up the field. Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, it was just unfair because you can't in a split section have somebody call off the hit for your safety and then turn around and take advantage of it. You know what I mean? Like, that's not okay.
The scrambling wasn't even just it against you guys. It's just the Seahawks with Russell Wilson had your number, because it wasn't always Russ, right? Russ wasn't always the reason we won. I mean,
if he didn't scramble as much, we would have won a lot of them games.
But if it was like,
his legs were broke. His legs were broke. We wouldn't have as many losses. You would not be as happy as you are right now talking about this. I'm just saying.
Well, it was a lot of things. I mean, our defense had fucking Colin Kaepernick's number pretty well too. I mean, Richard Sherman had Colin Kaepernick's number.
That was that team, but like once Cam was gone, and some of that team I don't even know why. Well, other than the shitty years, I don't know why we were losing to you all of a sudden. Like, let's see, until 2019.
What?
2019 was like the first year that we had ever like won a game in a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We were 13-3 against you guys at one point. But yeah, there was the last season Russell was here, we went 7-10. And we beat you guys twice. So 2 out of the 7 wins was against you guys.
Wait, that was 2020?
No, 21. You guys made it to the NFC Championship game, I think. If not, you made it to the divisional round against the Rams and lost.
No, that was the championship.
Yeah, and we beat you twice and didn't make the playoffs. And I was just sitting at home going, what the fuck, dude? We can beat these guys twice, but can't fucking beat anybody else. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I think at that point it was in our heads. It was in our heads.
That was broken down Russell Wilson. I mean,
I'm just saying, I think it was in our heads more than it was in your team at the end. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna say all of it was a fluke. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is like at the end, it was clearly in our heads because we were clearly the better team.
Yeah, I think that last year, and then 20, you guys were hurt, right?
Oh,
Like
we
a
were.
lot. You guys sucked.
I can't even. I'm not gonna say shit for 20. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even remember what happened all in 20. Like, I tried to forget 20. You know what I mean? 20 is like that bad relationship with that crazy bitch who was kind of really good in bed, but you didn't want to. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't want to admit that she was really bad for you. Yeah. No, it wasn't even good in bed. Oh God, that was a horrible year.
Yeah.
I think I kind of like quit watching some of the stuff because it wasn't enjoyable. Yeah. Everybody was just once Nick Bosa went out, I really was down. Well, like, and then Solomon Thomas went out, but it wasn't like that was the end of my world, but it just kind of like it showed the ending of the season. You know, it just showed how the rest of the season was going to go, and that's exactly how it went. Just everybody just shit. It was just all fucked up, and I don't know how with us going. Well, I'm not going to say anything. Actually, I'm not going to.
Go ahead.
No. Oh no.
Go ahead. Going to the Super Bowl the year before, losing it, and then falling apart the next year.
Well, because of the injuries. Yeah, I don't want. Who knows?
Put it out there. Just put it out there. Put it in the universe.
It's funny too because I was like, man, you know, it hasn't been that long since football season ended, and it's because it hasn't. It ended
in February.
4 months ago.
Yeah.
Is
that fucking 4 months? Yeah, 4 months ago. Wow. It seems like so much longer, though, to be completely honest. It seems like it's been.
Well, now, it kind of like, are you thinking when your team stopped playing?
No, I'm thinking
okay. You're thinking in general, because I know that once my team stops playing, like, even though the Super Bowl is still there to watch, like, I feel football's over.
Oh, I had
you know what I'm saying?
Well, honest to God, as long as the 49ers are still in it, I still have a dog in the race on somebody to root against.
Yeah.
I mean, I told my wife, because I thought the 49ers were going to wipe the floor with the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I go, I don't really care who wins.
We should have.
I go, but obviously I want the Chiefs to win, you know. And my wife got a shirt for that game that said, like, "Go Taylor's boyfriend, number 87" and shit. We went to a Super Bowl party at our friend's house. And I was like, when the 49ers were winning, I think they were up pretty big in the first half, maybe. I don't remember, but
we're always up big in the first half.
Yeah, well, I was like, yeah, I don't really care. You know what? Let them fucking have one. They haven't had one since I've been alive, right? And then when the Chiefs scored that touchdown in overtime, I got up and I go, fuck yeah. Like, I was so fucking happy. I haven't been that happy watching football since the Seahawks quit playing. So
what year was that again that the Seahawks quit playing?
Actually, 2024. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because we did play a game in January, so fuck you. You could have said what month. I would have told you January, a month before you guys did.
Yeah.
Really, a month and a half.
I just thought it was, you know, look, you've taken shots. I could have said month. I went for year because I thought it was a better shot. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm not here to go for glancing blows.
No, and I'm not trying to be a dick.
No, you're good.
I'm just telling you that's legit how I feel. Like, if the 49ers and the Rams have both made deep playoff runs in the past years, I feel the same fucking way with the Rams. I go, oh man, I don't give a shit. But when the Bengals also almost beat the Rams in the Super Bowl, when the Rams won, my stomach just dropped. I was like, fuck these motherfuckers. I was so mad.
You know you're supposed to be rooting for your division, right?
No, I think that's dumb as fuck. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say.
Well, next time you guys are in the playoffs, I'm going to make a voodoo doll of feathers that I find around here. And then I will snap all the feathers and puncture them with pins. Yep.
I don't believe in that voodoo doll shit. I'm a fan, right?
Oh, you sure? You should. Yeah, I can't believe you don't believe in the voodoo.
No, I believe that I can jinx it, but
you believe you can jinx it?
Yeah, because I feel like the dick every time I'm like, I'll say something, I'll be like, dude, Gino hasn't thrown a pick in 3 fucking weeks. Next play, he'll throw a fucking interception. I'm like, God damn it, why the fuck did I say anything?
Yeah. Yep. No, I get it.
But
I feel the same way sometimes. But the thing is it's never true.
No, it's not true. It's not true. But in your head, right?
It's the broken clock. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be right twice a day.
Yeah. So
yeah.
But in your head, you're like, fuck, why did I have to say anything, right?
Well, you only need once to make it, confirm it in your mind, Oh, that's 100%. It happened once. That's once out of one. Oh shit, I'm screwed.
Well, on the road games, me and my friend kind of watch the games at my house basically, and every time, for a while, Jason Myers didn't miss a field goal. I think it was 2 years ago, maybe it was last year. And we just look at each other and say, "Don't fucking say it." That he hasn't missed yet, because it's like, don't fucking say it. Don't even put that out in the universe, dude.
Yeah, bro. My kicker, right? He's making records in the Super Bowl, bro. He's breaking fucking records in the Super Bowl. Can't get the game winning extra point though.
I forgot about that.
Was it extra point?
A big deal.
I still don't hold that like.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
I don't blame that on him. The game on him and this and that. Like, you got to make your certain kicks, but like, how you go get the longest one, but you can't get the short one, bro? How you go get the longest, but you can't get the short one?
Well, be happy that the longest one was worth 3. The short one was only worth 1.
Man.
But you know what? Like, that's another thing. So like, I blame a lot of things on like individual players, but looking back on it, a game isn't won or lost by one play. A game is won and lost by hundreds of actions, throughout the game. So it's just those moments that stand out, right? So,
or it's the last one. Like, everybody breaks down, the third down with Jones going free. Yes, that's a great one to highlight about the offensive line wasn't given Brock time and that he had to throw it way too early and throw it away, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's other plays like that all through the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's like Christian McCaffrey fumbling in that first drive. That took I kind of like, it didn't take this wind out of our sails, but I think it kind of made us feel like we were immortal. And I think that was the unraveling of the cloth. You know what I mean? Like, that was started little tear, the little unraveling of the string, and it just kept on going as, we kept on going down the field as the game get going. And Chiefs were there standing at the end. We weren't. So
no, I know. Trust me. I know what it's like to watch your favorite team lose a Super Bowl. It fucking sucks. Yeah. I know what it's like to watch a team blow it at the 2-yard line.
And I don't blame CMC for that fumble either. He was all year long a very sound running back, and wasn't really putting the ball on the ground. I think he had
He's the best fucking running back in the NFL.
I think he had 2 fumbles or so all year.
Well, I hate to give him his flowers, but he is truly probably the best running back in the NFL. I mean, he's a game changer.
You could say there's better running backs, like as far as running the ball, but there's nobody who can do everything he can. Yeah. You need two players to do what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys fucking stole him too. You guys stole him from Carolina.
Yeah. We didn't steal him. They fucking wrapped that shit and were like, here's an NFC championship or two. You know what I mean? Like, here you go.
Well, remember too, when he went there, I'm not going to lie, I was like, because the 49ers, I think they were on their second quarterback at that time. I think they were still Jimmy G when they traded for Christian McCaffrey. And I said, oh, great, the most injury-riddled fucking franchise is going to trade for the most injury-riddled running back. And that's something I put it out into the open, into the air, and it has not came true.
Dude, McCaffrey takes those injury-ridden type comments. He takes those extremely seriously. Like,
well, it was the case for a while.
That man spends a lot of money on his body, as far as I know, and rightly so. It's what makes him his money. Yeah. But at the same time, there's so many things that he takes so very personally, and that's again, why is Brandon Aiyuk so good? Because he takes responsibility for everything that is asked of him. Mm-hmm. So if he needs, he's a running back. Okay, well, now that I'm a running back, I need to be the best running back. You know why? Because his father was like that. Mm-hmm. This apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So he's doing the same thing Brandon Aiyuk does. He holds himself accountable. He knows exactly where he needs to go. When you get to a certain level, you're not racing against somebody else. You're not training against somebody. You're going against yourself. Mm-hmm. There's nobody else who is in your level anymore who can match up with you. So therefore, you have to set the bar again on yourself every year. Yeah, and he does it. Only the best know how to do that to themselves, to set that bar higher every year on themselves when there's nobody else who can kind of touch them. Like UFC fighters, like John Jones, mm-hmm. Who's a freaking what's his
Nate Diaz.
Well, not just Nate Diaz, but what's his name? Anderson Silva. It's all these the people who are at the top of the food chain. Mm-hmm. The only way to stay there is by getting better and testing yourself and pushing the bar.
Yeah, and still wanting it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what do you got going on the rest of the week?
Man, I'm just watching about camp, man. Camp. We want to figure out what's up with Isaac Rendo. Also, Jacob Cowling. You might want to look out for that. He's a burner. He's a burner wide receiver.
Didn't you guys have one like last year though?
Danny Gray.
Yeah.
We got him 3 years ago, if I remember correctly. Last year was supposed to be his coming out year. We didn't see shit from him.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
This year, I know people are still like, oh, he's gonna have a great night. I don't give two shits. Well, that's right until I see it.
Yeah,
I'm not even like giving that a second thought until it starts hitting the tape.
Yeah, until it's real, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Drake Jackson, this is his third year also. He's injured right now. When he comes back, man, hey, bro, by the end of the season, if you ain't figured it out, I'm sorry. We don't got a spot for you no more, is in my eyes. I got 3 years. 3 years, bro. You got 3 years.
Yeah.
If you ain't figured it out in 3 years, you got to get time to move on, man. I ain't got time for this. We'll get somebody else.
I hear you. Well, you don't got any shows going on the rest of the week? You done with Ted?
I don't know. Ted and I did one yesterday.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought. I couldn't remember if it was Tuesday or Thursday.
At one point I'm gonna just start going live every night, but yeah. We'll see how that goes. I'll be going live in one way or another. I might be starting another channel. Well, I've actually already started another channel, but I might start another channel off of that. Not off of that, but another one. Then that. I'll be playing some games and such in the evenings.
Do you guys? Sorry, I was just like, do you see that Chase Young had to have neck surgery, and he's on the PUP list?
I heard something about that.
Yeah.
Also, Eric Armstead is on the PUP list from, I believe, an injury he suffered in the Super Bowl, maybe? Or, I don't know. We had a lot of people get hurt in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And, damn.
Yeah, I know. Sucks. Fucking sucks. I did want to say before we get off of here, Jamal Adams saying some shit like the Seahawks wanted him to play linebacker and he didn't want to do that. You fucking suck, dude. You're the shittiest open field tackler in the fucking NFL. I'm sorry. And to be a linebacker, you have to be an open field tackler.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, so I really, it just confuses the shit out of me how everybody's like, oh, he could be a good linebacker. How could he be a good linebacker? If he already sucks in coverage, right? He can't make open field tackles. What does that make you think that he could be a good linebacker?
So I know the perfect position for him.
Bench.
No. This is an integral part of the franchise. What's the name of the people that tell the reporters no, you can't get an interview from that player?
I don't know, directly like player personnel.
Yeah. So that's what he should be doing, because all he can do is talk shit to reporters. So I mean,
and there's still Seahawks fans taking his side. And it's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? And see, that's what kills me is like, I think the difference.
You've got the Jimmy G truthers, but they're Jamal Adams truthers.
I mean, I hate to be a dick, but like, I'm a fan.
You should ask them. You should ask them if they believe if the Earth is round or flat. I'm telling you, I bet you they're also flat earthers.
Yeah, well, there's some pretty popular Seahawks fans on Twitter, right? But I can put my fandom aside when it comes to seeing somebody who's absolutely dog shit at playing football. Which, could I go do? That's another thing, is these people, could you do any better? No, but I'm not getting paid $16 million a year. So, I mean, sorry, right?
I could play for the value that I was worth. I could play up to that caliber. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I could do, is I could play up to my caliber that I'm worth.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't say the bad about Jamal Adams.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah.
Anyways, I think we're out of here, guys. Have a good night.
All right, we out.
All right, bye.
Bang, bang, not a girl.